Okay, simple present. The adverb, the time adverb, that are used in simple present, simple present tense. Okay, the time adverb that are used in simple present frequently. Number one, frequently. Two, generally. Three, once, twice, and thrice. Thrice etc. Thrice. Four, sometime, time, five. Never, six. Always, seven. Rarely, eight. Barely. Okay. Seldom. Seldom. Then number 10, habitually. Number 10, habitually. Number 11, occasionally. Occasionally. Never is already. Sometimes. Mostly. Fatima. Usually. Usually. Frequently. Okay, frequently is already there. Generally. Okay, already there. Nowadays. These days. Nowadays. These days. These days. Nowadays. These days. Every day is already there. Every day, no. 16. Every day. Every day. Often. 17. Often. Often. Okay. These are using simple present tense. Simple present tense. Simple present tense. Usually, generally, these also are using simple present tense. Okay. Otherwise, simple present tense. No need this. These are using simple present tense. These are using simple present tense. Simple present tense. Usually these verbs are used in simple present tense. Let's see. The diagram is here. Okay. This is the diagram. Simple present tense. Simple present tense. No need here. Okay. Simple, no habitually. This is habitually usual function. Habit depend on habit. Depend on habit. It is also called SPT. SPT. Simple present tense. It is also called SPT. SPT means simple present tense. The adverbs are used in simple present tense. You see, these are the adverbs. The time adverb is especially used in simple present tense. Frequently, maximum time, generally, usually, it is almost usually, generally, once, twice, thrice a week, thrice a month. You see, it is generally indicated the present scenario. This is sometime means around 50%, the percentage is 50%. Sometime 50%. Understand? 50% sometime means sometime, very rarely. I mean, sometime means around 50%. Occasionally is also the same when sometimes. Never negative meaning. Always 100%. Every time means that is 100%. Rarely and barely means that is occasionally, or it is also the seldom. Seldom means it is almost negative, somehow positive. Rarely, barely and seldom somehow positive. Especially it gives the negative meaning. Understand? It gives negative rarely, barely and seldom, almost. Seldom. Barking dog seldom bites. Understand? Means almost negative meaning. Rarely, barely and seldom. Habitually it depends on habit. Habitually, occasionally, almost sometime, occasionally, mostly, more than sometime, it is occasionally more than, mostly around 100%, not exactly 100%, always is 100%, mostly is more than 50%, occasionally is almost 50%. Nowadays, these days, every day, often, almost it is almost 50%. It is also often also 50% the probability of functioning. These adverbs are used in simple present tense. If there is those time adverbs are mentioned in any sentence, you have to centralize your brain towards the simple present tense. STP, I have mentioned SPT, simple present tense. SPT, simple present tense. These 17 or more others. Habitually, occasionally, mostly, usually, nowadays, these days, every day, often, frequently, generally, once, twice, and thrice a week, month. These are also used in simple. Sometimes, never, always, rarely, barely, and sometime. These are the time adverb. Yes, these are the time adverb that are used in simple present tense. These time adverb are using, so I indicate it like this. This is the indicator. This is the indicator of this time adverb. I put here. This is STP. Understand? Frequently, mostly, generally, almost generally, sometime, like sometime, once, twice, or thrice, it indicate to the time. Sometime that is 50-50%. You see, not exact time. Never, that is negative meaning. Always 100%. Rarely, barely, and seldom they are used in almost negative, not exactly negative, but almost negative. Often, OFT and often also. We can use often also. Often, 10, 18, OFT, yeah, often is here. Okay, no worry. Then habitually, this is depend upon habit depend upon a habit. Occasionally, sometime, almost, mostly, more than, not 100%, but around 50 and say around 70%. Mostly, usually around 90%. This is usually the gravity of the time. Nowadays, these days, every day and often, these are the time adverb, especially you generally use in simple present tense. If you are find out this type of time adverb, especially you have to divert your mind to the simple present tense. So be aware and keep on your mind about this time adverb. Frequently, generally, sometime, never, always, rarely, barely, seldom, habitually, occasionally, mostly, usually, nowadays, these days, every day, often. These time adverb generally used in simple present tense.